same shape. You will see them. So we're going to see the pictures. See? Now, remember, this is going like a little line right there. Something right there. Does that imply that the patient is sick? That something is wrong with the patient? This is movement. This is somatic tremors. See? It's supposed to be PQRST, but look at this right here. Yeah. Look at now on our EKG, it will look like I did right here, like a bunch of N's going up and down. So you immediately says, oh, the patient was moving when I was doing the EKG. So that's why when we are printing the EKG, we're keeping an eye on the patient because they could not move. And remember, if it is cold, give a blanket before. From the moment that you ask them to remove their clothes, that is somatic tremors. This one. See? They're supposed to be over this line. This is the baseline, but this goes up and down like a roller coaster. So this is easy because you know already that this is not going on the baseline. That is wandering because it goes like lost. Goes up there. So this is baseline shift. That's nothing. But usually we use wandering baseline. So these pictures, they give it to you on the exam. So the image that you see below is representing which artifact, or what is representing. So then immediately, all of them are artifacts. So the only thing that you have to pick is the right one. This is wandering one. Is that understood? Wandering baseline. Because remember, it's not on the baseline, it's just going like a roller coaster. Ready? Yeah. You see this one? Now you see all these little things. That looks nothing like the tremors. Because the tremors, you can see like the ends, like the little up and down deflections. But here, they are so tiny and uniform and very dark. Like, you know, this little needle is going like this because it has a electrical interference and it's kind of burned this paper. And you see all these small spikes that are uniform. So that's basically what it is. It says right here, small uniform spikes caused by electricity or any interference from machines, electronics, whatever else. So let's say that you have your cellular phone on you. You have it on your lab coat or on your scrubs. And you are doing the EKG from the patient and you're standing right there. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
And then, if you don't know, you might think, oh my God, this patient is dying. A bunch of bees right there. No. The one who's going to be dying is you because you're going to be fired. So, no, do the right thing.
No cellular device.
Common sources include improper grounding, lead wire screws, corrode Uderi electrodes. Don't pay attention much to that. It's just, the most important thing is, electrical interference. Anything that has to be with electrical interference, that's your answer. Remember, A stands for alternating, C for current. So that will be electrical interference, right here. OAC interference.
You said AC mean what? Sorry.
Right here. Alternating.
Thank you.
Current for C. So this question comes on your exam. So know it. Particularly, the tremors, they ask you without pictures. Is that understood? They ask you, okay, so the patient is shivering or is moving, shaking because it's cold. How you troubleshoot the problem? Give them a blanket. That's it. Then they give you this picture. The image that you see below is representing which artifact. Immediately, you know that this AC interference. They're not going to spell it out like this, alternating current. They said AC interference because it's the most common, and it is shorter. Next.
Y'all mind turning the air on for a little bit?
So right there, other sources always see interference, have tension wires, electronics,
Thank you.
anything that has to do with electronics. So you don't have to know each thing. If there is an electronic, something that is plugged to the electricity, works with electricity, that's it. The wires that goes through the wall, electricity. So period. So it's not about each one of these little things. If you have an X-ray machine next to it, oh, it's an electrical device. So you know that that will cause this interference. Interrupted baselines are flat lines on tracing caused by loose or unplugged leads. Remember, when they are loose, they are not having in contact with the skin. So it's kind of detached, kind of the electrodes are placed in the area, but they are just touching the skin. They are not actually making enough contact. So there is no way that the electrical impulses of the heart are going to go through the skin, through the electrode, to the wires, to the machine. You're not going to see anything. Switch wires, broken wires. So broken and loose usually is the most common thing that happens. These switch wires usually gave me a little different picture, so don't worry about the switch wires, but that can also occur. Because you put, let's say, B1 instead of B2 instead of B1, and vice versa, you cross them. So then, the one that gives you the image from B1 is not gonna be there, and from B2 either, so you're gonna see like a little space. So this is how you will see it. I don't know if I have the picture. No, I don't have. So this will be how it looks like. So it starts very nice right here, the line. Start right here, P, Q, R, S, T, and so on. And then suddenly you see this. See? This is a disconnection right there. You don't see anything. Because there is a space right there, and it goes down like this. Sometimes it goes very low, like this, from the baseline. And that is known of the waves. That's nothing. It's just that there is an interruption. There used to be a bridge right here. Now it's not. So you have to go down. So wrong. So that is that something is not plugged in. So the electrodes are not connected to the wires at all. So if you're not connected, how are you gonna get this electricity going from one place to the other? It's not. So equipment maintenance. Now, it's not that you're gonna fix the machine if it breaks. You're gonna open it up and see, put new pieces. No, that's not what they do. It's to maintain it clean, that the wires are well kept. Every single time that you use this equipment, it's like when you use your charger from your cellular. Make sure that you treat it nicely, otherwise it's gonna break. It's gonna be damaged. The part that connects where you plug it, that's the part that is gonna break, and that's the part that damages the most. So for the wires that you're using to connect the electrodes, you have to make sure, because these are wires, they can fall onto the floor. So you kind of put them together and put it on top of the machine, so they are not at risk that you might step on it, or that you might trip on it, or you might damage them. So that's basically, so you keep it clean. That is very important. How are you gonna clean the machine? With the paper towels and water. That's it. You wet the paper towels or any type of towel. You clean it because it's electronic. It's like when you clean your cellular phone. You're not gonna put water, Windex, Clorox on top. So you just clean it with a damn cloth. That's it. That is nice and clean. Disinfect cables and reusable electrodes. Okay, so reusable electrodes, we're gonna see then. It looks like a little clippers, little alligators, because have a bunch of little teeth that are gonna kind of grasp the electrodes so don't get loose. So that basically, you just make sure that, you know, it's clean. But there is no reason why it's gonna get dirty, because it has a little top at the end, the electrodes, and you're gonna just click it right there on the end. It's not the whole thing when it has the glue, because that has to be on the skin, right? And first you have to plug it on the skin and then connect what is left. So there's no reason what it's gonna get. But the wires can get a little dirty because of use, because of the handling, right? Because of how you place it. If you just throw them somewhere, see, these cables get very dirty if we kind of just plug it anywhere and never clean it. So for this situation, because we are using them on the patient, and we have to put it on the chest and the arms and the legs, they need to look kind of nice and clean, right? So that's basically what it is. What's reusable electrodes, Fred? There is no such a thing anymore, because we don't use these electrodes that are like a little pumps, like a little rubber kind of suction little cups. We don't use those anymore. We have a different ones that they don't need to be cleaned that way. So that's basically what it is. That either it doesn't apply, the electrodes that we use. Back in the days, they used some little cups, like suction cups, and they were reusable. And then we have to put all these electrolytes on your body. And when the patient is done, you have to get a towel and clean them up. Oh no, that was a whole ordeal. So we don't go through that anymore. We have now the electrodes, the disposable ones, we use it, and they are removed. And when they are removed, you don't leave anything there on this patient's skin. So we don't have to do all these. This is for the old machines. So no worries with that stuff. See, these are the little alligators right here. So we're not going to be cleaning this because they're not going to be dirty anyways. So what we have to be careful is with this cable right here, that is a long one, like the extensions that we use or the chargers that we use, that is clean and nice because it's not going to look good. Anything else? No worries. Remember the machine? These are the cables. This part is the one that connects all the 10 cables that are going to be attached to the 10 electrodes, right? And this is the part that connects with electricity. So this is the part that we're gonna place right here on the patient's belly or a little on the side, and then all the cables are gonna be attached to the patient. That's it. So what we do is try to clean these cables and try to make sure that all these cables are placed on top of the EKG machine when we finish, and the cables are kind of folded a little bit, not rolled up, but folded so they don't get tangled or anything like that, because we need them loose. So that's basically what it is. It says right there, store them neatly. That's basically what it is, to prevent damaging the cables, because you're not gonna go kind of rolling them down, because that's gonna be used continuously. Give 2 reasons why the EKG machine should be kept clean. Well, prevent infection, right? And this is how we present ourselves, right? So